Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is an example, clear example, of how they lied and the fact that they lied. Who's they? I will show you. Do you remember when that Russian transport plane IL-76 was shot down over, was it Bryansk? Remember that one? No, on Belgorod. Remember when that was shot down over Belgorod? And the Russians said, guys, you shot down a prisoner transport of Ukrainian prisoners transport that were supposed to meet with the Ukrainians and swap prisoners of war. You shot it. You are criminals. You knew about it. You knew this was the transport of Ukrainian prisoners of war to be swapped with the Russians. Do you remember what the West's answer was to that? The Institute for the Study of War, I believe, the Ukrainians. I made videos on that. They said, no, that's a lie. The Russians lie. Remember? If you don't, I will show you. They said it was an airplane. It was not the one with POWs because there was 0 POWs on that airplane. That's how the media said here, and the Ukrainians, and these guys, and those think tanks that were supposed to believe. And they said it was some Russian generals that were shot down, not the POWs. And then the Russians showed pictures and videos of the remains. And this guy said, no, can't you see? There's no human remains over there. There's nobody. Just 4 generals and the pilots. The Russians are lying. And then the Russians said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Putin said, I want an international investigation. Bring your investigators here. He said, we're going to pick up each and every piece of flesh that we find. We're going to, We're going to match the DNA and we're going to send it to you. Come over. Come and investigate. This guy said, no, they're lying. It was empty and they shut it down. And then I said, no, actually, we shut it down, but it was the military plane with those generals. They lied. I told you that. Let me show you this. These were some videos I made then. In March 2024, in January 31st, January 27, right here. And it was Flight IL-76, Russian false flag operation, senior Russian military officials supposed to be on board. So this is what the liars said. U.S. made Patriot system downed IL-76 POWs plane. Putin says, that's what Putin says. He calls for international investigation. This one, Russia told the truth, question mark, which I couldn't say yes, they did, like now. Russia ready to hand over bodies of those killed in IL-76 crash to Ukraine. This is how it was published then. And this is right here from the 22nd of February 2025. Ukrainska Pravda. They themselves say it. Majority of remains believed to be Ukrainian POWs killed in IL-76 crash. It was a crash. It was not hit by a Patriot. Match relatives' DNA. And this is the pictures that these guys, the Russians, put, and everybody else in these videos were trying to, they tried to present it as, no, you see, there's no bodies here. No, there's no nothing, no nothing. It was a lie. And now they say what? Match relatives' DNAs. An examination has confirmed that the majority of the remains of what are believed to be Ukrainian POWs killed in the crash. See, they take it easy. They don't admit it yet. Little by little. Crash on the IL-76 warplane in Russia's Belgorod Oblast matched the DNA of their relatives. These remains have been handed over to Ukraine by Russia. As they said, where is that Belgorod? Right here. This is where the plane was shot, somewhere around this area here. Going to have exchange of prisoners with the Ukrainians in Belgorod. All right, at the border here. So now they say yes, it was. Indeed, I'm quoting, 62 bodies were handed back to us in December. The Security Service of Ukraine is investigating the case. So far, Nearly 50 preliminary matches have been made between the remains handed over by Russia and the DNA of relatives who have contacted the coordination center. We have received the remains Russia claims are from the bodies on the plane, but the coordination center has no evidence to confirm they were on board. So they keep going with that. And here is what happened. In early December 2024, Russian Human Rights Commissioner Tatiana Moskalkova claimed in an interview with a Kremlin-aligned Russian news agency RIA Novosti that Russia has handed over to Ukraine the bodies of POWs allegedly killed in the crash of an IL-76 in Belgorod Oblast on 24th of January 2024. The coordination headquarters of the treatment of prisoners of war confirmed that Russia had handed over the bodies of Ukrainian defenders, who it claimed were killed in a downing of the IL-76. However, the remains still need to be identified. Right? And on January 24th, Russian IL-76 crashed. It just crashed, man. In Belgrade, Ukraine Pravda. And it says that staff said that the plane was carrying S-300 anti-aircraft missiles and some generals. Remember that one? And let's go to this one. Let's see what they get here. Russian Human Rights Commissioner says Russia handed over bodies of people killed in... You see, these guys are starting somewhere with a secondary issue. With secondary issues, do they match? No. Let's rewind. Let's go back chronologically. Did you shoot it down? Were you informed by the protocol that that plane had POWs? Were there POWs, Ukrainian POWs, in the airplane? Did you lie when you said, no, it crashed? No, it didn't crash, it was shut down, not crash. Crash is when like technical difficulties and it was shut down and then it went down, blown in the air. So, this is what I think, personally. The Ukrainians shot that down with American-made missiles. And in that airplane, most likely were Ukrainian POWs. My problem is these guys lied. Now, is it possible that the Russians had some POWs, dead ones, the Ukrainians, dead, and they took and remains of those and they sent it over there and so on? Is it possible? It is possible. But there's a little problem. When the Russians and the Ukrainians exchange prisoners, hello, meow meow, when they exchange prisoners, they give the names of the POWs. So it says, come over here. It said, Emil Kosman is going to be on the plane. Tom Jones is going to be on the plane. Elvis Presley is going to be on the plane. All these great people will be on the plane, including some war criminals. So there you have it. And then they send a list. And that has to match the other list. It's not like, give me 50 people, I'm going to give you 50 people. It doesn't work. I'm going to give you these guys, you're going to give me those guys. That's how it works. So the list that the Russians sent to the Ukrainians before the plane started, days before that happened. It didn't happen just 2 minutes ago. Gigi, Mike, Tom, and Ivan are going to be in the plane. No, it was negotiation before that. Who's going on that plane? How many will go on that plane? So the Ukrainians have the list, had the list, and still have it. The Russians have the list. Now, those people who were in the airplanes must match the DNAs to the relatives of the people who were on that list. Do you understand? So that's before it was shut down. So the Russians can't just say DNA from now prisoners of war that were just picked up from the cornfields in Ukraine. So, bull fucking shit when these guys say what is believed to be. Really? They don't even want to go there. Why? They know is that a war crime? I think it is. Do we have anybody guilty? No, I don't think so. No, only the Russians can do these kind of things. They lied. And I said in those 3 videos, and there's more related to that particular incident that I made. Now, and I said, the truth will come out. The same with the war. Little by little, the truth will come out. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.